Hello and welcome back to the Film Custodian Show. I'm back in the garage and it is pouring rain. Alright, so this is going to be quick, this is going to be dirty, this is going to be my quick review because I don't think this needs to go on for a half hour, 15 minutes or whatever. Just a quick review, not going to be too in depth, and here we go. So Guy Ritchie movies. Guy Ritchie makes Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, he made Snatch. Those are the films that he's known for. Those British comedies. He found his own style, his own niche. You know, everything is kind of told in a very unique way. It's a unique voice. It's very Guy Ritchie. You could set his stuff apart. And then he kind of goes and then he makes he made King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, right? And then that movie was better than I thought, but it kind of suffered from some of these niches. Okay, so let me explain. So recently you had the Gentleman, right? Okay, you had The Gentleman. I thought it was pretty good, but here's the thing. I think Operation Fortune is better. I know. But look, just hear me out. Operation Fortune is it's the best of Guy Ritchie, and it's a restrained Guy Ritchie. Okay. So in The Gentleman, that was full out Guy Ritchie, his style, right? Which is basically, I'm going to go off and I'm going to talk to Big Nose Mike, and I'm going to talk to this guy, and then attack that, and that guy went and talked to that guy, and this guy talked to this guy. This is what happened. All right, Mike. Okay, all right. And everyone's having all these conversations. And Guy Ritchie's a pretty good writer, right? But then he thinks he's the greatest writer in the history of whatever. I don't know. He gets too into his own style, and it just becomes overbearing. So that's really what ends up happening with The Gentleman. Is you have one conversation after another conversation of all this kind of dialogue, back and forth, and everybody's saying it. It kind of feels like they're saying something that's staged. It's really hard to explain. Now I know that they've memorized lines and they're repeating lines and whatnot, but I don't know. There's just something unnatural about it, something very Guy Ritchie about it, but also not Guy Ritchie about it. It was The Gentleman was kind of boring. I mean, I don't know. It just kind of was. Maybe I was missing Jason Statham. I don't know. But the reason I'm talking about that is because then after that he's come up with a couple other films. The Wrath of Man, which I thought was pretty good. That was it knew what it wanted to be. It was a straight up B-movie action movie. It was just, revenge thriller. Jason Statham's going to go and, I'm going to get revenge. My son was killed. He's dead. And then you get Operation Fortune. It knows exactly what it wants to be. It's going to be kind of like it's a comedy, it's a drama, it's a political thriller, kind of. This team is put together. The cast is amazing. You have Hugh Laurie. I knew I was gonna do that. Hugh Grant, who plays this sort of like snively kind of, mustache twirling billionaire guy, but he's absolutely hilarious. He just eats up the scenery. You have Josh Arnett, just being terrible. He's absolutely terrible in this film, but it works because the character he's playing is this actor that is just really cringeworthy. So in The Wrath of Man, he was terrible. It was just a terrible performance all around. I didn't believe 1 second of it. Whatever. But again, like I said, he's terrible in this film, but it works. It works this time. And then, obviously Jason Statham is in there. You get a couple other actors. The Princess Bride guy is in there. The woman from Parks and Recreation, Aubrey Plaza, I think she does a really good job. She's funny, she's witty, and she really can hold her own, and she's great. The casting was great, and I think that's part of what just makes the movie fly. It's the actors, it's the characters themselves. The plot's kind of inconsequential. Something gets stolen, we don't know what it is, and they're going to try to sell it to the highest bidder, and they got to get it back, blah, 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 blah. Pretty nuts and bolts plot. But no, it's a fun romp. The action is good. The art style is great. There's one scene where they're on this ship, and it's just exquisitely designed. It's very, like, oh, look at us, we're billionaires. Look how awesome we are. It just really makes you not like the main villain at all. And that's good. So yeah, I say this movie's it's a 7 out of 10. It's a 7 out of 10. And I said that I liked it better. I do like it better than The Wrath of Man, his Guy Ritchie's recent film, and then the other film, The Gentleman, which I think was just too Guy Ritchie. There's just too much of that conversation stuff going on. you know, that his sort of signature style, but it was just the floodgates came open and out popped The Gentleman. And I was like, wow, you know, the cinematography is great in The Gentleman. Obviously, the art direction, Guy Ritchie hires the right people. He has an eye. He knows what he wants to do. But overall, the movie was just kind of meh. Maybe on a second viewing for The Gentleman, I'll like it a lot better. But hopefully, I'll like it a lot better. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mood. I don't know. But no, Operation Fortune is a lot of fun. I recommend it. Go watch it. It's a good movie. It is. And what else is there to see in the theater right now? You want to go watch Avatar? Who cares? You want to go watch a Marvel movie? Who cares? I don't care about any of that. It's phase 4 or whatever phase we're in now. I don't care. Operation Fortune. Guy Ritchie. It's a good movie. And he's got another movie coming up right behind that one called The Covenant. It's got like Jake Gyllenhaal and stuff in it. So looking forward to that too. Guy Ritchie. All right. Check out my other videos. And yeah, that's all I want to say.